a streams I've done in a while. I'm the Goldman, and today we are going to be sort of reacting to the Book of Boba Fett trailer, but mostly discussing it. Let me make sure everything is good for me right now. Just want to make sure settings are looking all right. All right, let's go to the chat. Warren Burns says, "Oh." Dutastic says, "Foot." JJ Binks says, "Disney Shield." Triggered. Ruby says, yes, the negotiator. Merry Christmas. Way too early for that. Yo. The Gold Man is a shill. Triggered. Please react freely. Hello there. Boba Fett is looking cool. All right, so we can react to the trailer, and then we can discuss it. And I will be honest, though. The trailer came out while I was at work, and I did watch it vertically on my phone with no audio. So I know there's no like super secret cameo or anything. But I didn't really look into it all that much, so it could be details that I missed. So is this a pure 100% genuine reaction? No. So you can cancel me if you want. That's okay. But I will be watching it again. Actually, you know what I did say? I'm gonna watch it first, but I did tell Palpa Memes I could have him on. Fellow Disney shill. We'll see what he's up to when I watch this. Boba Fett is looking cool. What's up, Goldman? What's up, Ruby? It's been a while since I've been able to make it to a stream. Well, it's really been a while since I've actually streamed on this channel, so don't feel too bad. Although you should make it to every stream or else you're not a true fan. Dude, it's November 1st, it's Christmas. You know, I always have this little game with myself. How early in the year is it until we hear, until I see like Christmas ads? And it's always like mid to early October, even early October. And that triggers me. I love Christmas. It just triggers me. At the Goldman, do you think we could see the Knights of Ren and Crimson Dawn appear in Book of Boba Fett since they appear in War of the Bounty Hunters comic, aligning with Crimson Dawn? We can get to that. Disney shill canceled. I'd love to have a conversation with Knights of Melvin. Goldman is not a shills, you son of guns, angry face. You're right. I'm not a shill until I get my next paycheck. All right. Let me pull up this trailer. What's it called? The Book of Boba Fett. Official trailer. What did I just do? Ew, there's an ad. Let me skip the ad before I pull it up. That is not what I meant to click on. All right. Ooh, there's a sunset. Okay. So share screen. Share screen. Chrome tab, the Book of Boba Fett official trailer, share audio so I can get this video demonetized. Okay, I think this is what we want. Can I like make this not as ugly? Oh yeah, I still have this purple background. Do you guys like this purple background? You know, the little stars? Let me know. Because I don't really have anything else. But I did buy the actual version of StreamYards, so there's no duck in the top. So yeah, but let's watch this and talk about it together. First, we'll destroy the like button for the YouTube algorithm because we want to help Star Wars grow, just like you guys want to help me grow. So please destroy the like button for the YouTube algorithm on this stream. Let's watch. Honestly, looks like something from a Lego.
I am not a bounty hunter.
Boba Fett's not a bounty hunter.
I've heard otherwise.
Bum bum bum. And I'll actually do this.
I know that you sit on the throne of your former employer.
That looked good.
Ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
I feel like you can rule with fear and respect.
You were all once captains under Jabba the Hutt.
I'm here to make a proposal that's mutually beneficial.
Why speak of conflict when cooperation can make us all rich?
Underworld.
Prevents us all from killing you and taking what we want.
If you had spoken such insolence to Jabba, he'd have fed you to his menagerie.
Menagerie.
Please. Speak freely.
How's my internet? Is everything like super blurry for you guys? That would be disappointing. Eh? That's all I gotta say. All right, that's the end of the stream. Just kidding. We'll go into this. But yeah, I'm just gonna send the StreamYard link to the Chatooine boys to see if anyone wants to hop on and discuss. So yeah, I mean, the Goldman said Boba Fett. I did. Good to see it's #1 trending. That is good to see. I already saw the trailer and it looks good. I'm intrigued. Boba Fett intends to rule with the Polynesians. I think that they're trying not to reveal too much in the trailer. I'll get into that. The trailer was kind of bad. It looks okay to me. My problem is I was not a fan of what they did with Boba Fett and Mando. Also, I don't like that Boba Fett is a clone. Well, that's talking about lore that goes back to 2002, because that's when Attack of the Clones came out. So what are my thoughts? I'm gonna mute this because we don't need to listen to the audio anymore. I feel like there was just nothing special. I mean, I love it and I hate it. I think of all the trailers so far for the new Star Wars projects, Force Awakens, Rogue One, Last Jedi, Solo, Rise of Skywalker, Mandalorian 1 and 2, Clone Wars, Rebels, The Bad Batch, even the Lego Star Wars stuff. I feel like this is the trailer that's got me the least interested in what the show is trying to market. I'm sorry, it's triggering me, but is like the internet okay? Because like for me, I see like it's bad internet and it's really triggering me. Maybe I can fix that potentially, but maybe not. I was so hyped. Now I'm not too excited. So yeah, there's like nothing really in this trailer to discuss. I mean, so it begins. It looks like they're on Tatooine. They have this weird droid or spider type thing. Then there's Jabba's palace. Your camera's a little blurry, but the Boba trailer looks clear. Interesting. Internet's still good. Good. I'm just like it shows this little thing. I hope Kira is in this. Emilia Clarke. It would make sense, right? You know, Emilia Clarke is probably the most beautiful woman on this planet, so I'm not going to get upset if she's in it. I know someone else commented about Kira and Crimson Dawn, the Knights of Ren, and I'll get into that in a sec. I feel like there's nothing really for me to break down. Because again, look, there's Jabba's palace, Boba Fett. I think he says something like, "I'm not a bounty hunter," and then someone's like, "Other people said otherwise." So maybe Boba Fett. I'm a little disappointed about that because to me that makes it seem like Boba Fett's kind of like a changed man. You know, he's a good person now. I don't know. I want to see a badass motherfucking Boba Fett. That's what I want to see. And he could still be that, but you know, he's like, I don't want to rule with fear. I'm like, rule with fear? What's wrong with that? And he's like, I don't rule with fear. I rule with respect. I was like, you can do both. You can do both. I'm sorry I have to go to sleep. I personally love how they didn't reveal any important, but gave us feel of the show. Also, is it just me? Does the shot of his helmet at 39 look weird? Let's see. So I mean, I'll get there in a sec. So he's just standing there. He puts on the helmet. It's got a very similar feel to the Mandalorian. Although I did notice the color scheme here is a little different. You know, it matches the actual Boba Fett color scheme, which I guess is okay. I don't even know if this is Tatooine. I guess it is. I mean, I do get huge Tatooine vibes. These monsters I can never take seriously. I don't remember their names. Chat, what's this monster? The one that's sitting on the throne right now. They talk out of the sides of their mouths. I don't know. Goldman, where is the Kira cutout? I'm not that much of a simp. I'm not that much. I mean, I can't have two cutouts, you know? It's like Claude, I understand that's the mascot, but if I have a cutout of Amelia Clark in my room, that can be dangerous for me. I hope they don't make Boba a hero who talks a lot. Yeah, me too. I don't want to see a hero. Most anticipated show of the year. Is it my most anticipated show of the year? I guess by default. Is it Star Wars? And it's not like 2021. There hasn't really been much. There was Dune. That's a movie. Shows wise, there was You. Anyone watch You? You season 3 was fantastic, by the way. Hey, at the Goal Man, I've wanted to get back into the Discord server, but the link is expired. Is there any chance I could have a new link? Of course. I got to update it first. I'll put it in the I'll put it in the chat. So yeah, I don't know. There hasn't really been anything super exciting for me like this year. Invite people. Copied link. Let's pull up the chat. Discord : copy or no, paste. Save changes. Oh, I'm triggered. Sometimes StreamYards does that. Hold on, let me do this from here. I keep on reading the chat. I'm not very excited. The show looks like a fan film. I don't really get the fan film vibes anymore. I did that initially when the Mando season 1 was coming out, but I kind of just like moved on. I'm just like, I don't see it much anymore, really. I understand where people are coming from. So yeah, like I feel like, you know, a lot of these YouTube channels, they'll do like breakdowns of everything. I just feel like there's nothing to break down. I can't read all this language. That might just be design, but I feel like it could be like a language on the wall. This shot reminded me a lot of Jeddah in a sense, except it's obviously not Jeddah. But it looks great. I mean, the graphics look fantastic. There's the throne. Boba Fett's like, I'm not a bounty hunter. Fennec Shan looking good as always. So yeah, I honestly would not be surprised if like all these shots on this trailer were from like the first episode of the series. And that's one thing I'm starting to love. The trailer I don't think was that good. I'm surprised because I don't think this did a good job of convincing casual audiences to check it out. Because, you know, the casual audience, you know, that was actually a big concern, is like, would they be invested in these shows? And then I'll go to 39. Looks fine to me. And then casual audiences got invested in Grogu, but are they gonna want to watch Boba Fett? Maybe. So I don't know. Like, I don't think this trailer did a good job of selling people on like the show. You know, I feel like with the Disney stuff, you know, sometimes it might be the music, and it's kind of hard for me to judge because, you know, I'm the hardcore fan, so you never know. But like the movie trailers, you know, they always had like something at the end that made it super exciting. I don't know. I feel like if I was a casual fan, I'd look at this and just go, I can wait till the whole season's out. But now, even though I don't think the trailer is that good, I'm happy about it because I know I'm going to watch this. I know you guys are going to watch this, and I prefer they actually don't tell us. If in a perfect world, where I have self-control, I would love it if I didn't know anything about any Star Wars product whenever it was coming out. I wish I was just given like a title, maybe a brief synopsis, like, oh, the Book of Boba Fett. It's about Boba Fett just after Mandalorian season 2, that's great. And that's basically all this is. If you don't know anything else, it means they go to Tatooine. We see some what's Bosk's species? Oh my, Trandoshans. See some other aliens, and that's it. We don't really know much. So as someone who wants to go into these shows knowing as little as possible, I'm happy. I don't want to know much because I don't need to get excited for this show. I'm going to watch it. It's Star Wars. Star Wars live action. I'm not gonna say I watch anything just because it has Star Wars on it. But do you guys get my point here? Like, I think that was something I really, really liked about the Mandalorian season 2 was that with Mando season 2, the main trailer, they only showed clips from the first 4 episodes. So we had no clue what the last 4 episodes were about. We knew Ahsoka was going to show up, but we didn't know anything about Tython, about Bill Burr coming back, nothing. So us fans, we love to like nitpick these trailers and speculate. There's nothing we can speculate here. I wouldn't be surprised if this trailer only showed us like the first 2 episodes. So maybe Mando shows up. We won't know. It's like I remember when The Last Jedi came out or The Rise of Skywalker came out. You kind of have a feel of like what part of the trailer is going to be in one part of the movie. Like with The Rise of Skywalker, if they're on Pisana, it's probably towards the beginning of the movie. If they're on Exegol, it's probably towards the end of the movie. So like in when The Last Jedi came out and I saw Leia get blown out of the space lock, I'm like, I know she can't be dead because I saw clips of her on Crate in the Last Jedi trailer. So like I always like in my mind know that like this planet means this part of the movie. And then with the Mandalorian season 2 trailer, we couldn't speculate. After episode 4, we didn't know where we were going, what was going to happen. And that was so exciting, knowing absolutely nothing about what was going to happen. I thought that was a really unique experience, and I loved it. What if angry Boba Fett fans dropped review bombs in case they dislike the Book of Boba Fett when it released? Then they can go cry me a river. Trandoshan. The trailer showed just enough to get us excited. I think really big stuff is coming in the show itself. I think really big stuff is coming in the show itself too. I don't think it really showed enough to get us excited. I don't know. They didn't really show any action, really. I mean, we see the two of them. I mean, I don't. Again, maybe I'm biased because I'm just not a Boba Fett fan. But like, I don't know. I get more excited seeing Fennec Shand than I do seeing Boba Fett. I don't know. I'm just not like. There's Jabba's palace, cool. He's at a dinner. It was just weird. I mean, the Twi'lek makeup looks amazing. The things they can do. Slave 1. I did like these shields. These shields were kind of cool. That you can have. I always thought that's like a Halo thing, right? Where you have the it's like a Promethean shield. I think that's pretty cool. And then like what if Fennec Shand's like, if you spoke to Jabba that way, he would feed you to his menagerie? Is that what the Rancor was named? I don't know. So yeah. I'm excited though. I think it can be good. It's nice to see Boba Fett's armor looking scuffed up again. Yeah, I prefer it a little scuffed up too. And they spoiled Palpatine's return in the trailers. They did, but that was like the big marketing sell of the movie, so I get it. But I would have loved. Again, I read the leaks for The Rise of Skywalker before they came out because I have no self-control. And I think I'm glad I did it because I think if I didn't read the leaks, I would have hated that movie. So yeah. The Hammerhead feature is called an Ithorian. There we go. Thank you, JJ Binks. I couldn't get that far. Her character is kind of bland. Who, Fennec Shand? I don't know. I like the actress, Ming-Na Wen. I don't know. I just like the character. So, do you think the movie is gonna connect with the sequel trilogy? Well, it's a show for one. Do I think this show will connect? Not directly. Like, I don't think we're gonna find out how Palpatine cloned himself in this show, but we might get small little hints, here and there. Hopefully, we get character development. See, that's just the thing. Like, in these shows, you need character development of some kind, and I'm just not sure I'm interested in seeing Boba Fett get character development. I don't know. I just like. Do I care about Boba Fett? I know there's a lot of Boba Fett fans out there. I'll never understand it, but you guys do you. I don't know. I'm just not super interested. It's like, okay, Boba Fett, so what? Hold on. I'm gonna do this. Nope. 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 Fine, I guess I have to do this way. Jabba's Rancor's name was Patissa. I thought it was like Moochie from the Bad Batch. Could be wrong. Matthew Kelly, I certainly missed your questions. Do you think the Book of Boba Fett will first reveal the name Boba Fett's starship as Slave One, so that it might stop the naming controversy? No, because I actually hope they don't. See, at this point, I've stopped giving a rat's ass about these like crybaby fans who are like, oh, they're changing the name of Slave One. The Lego Slave One now says Boba Fett Starship. Oh no. God, I'm just like, the only ship name that is untouchable is the Millennium Falcon. That's it. Like, if should they change the name of the ship? No. If they do, am I gonna cry about it? No. Will I be slightly disappointed? Maybe. Just like, ugh. Do you think they'll kill off Boba Fett at the end of the series? I'd be happy. I'd love to see it. That'd be ballsy as hell. So I think Boba Fett is better than Jar Jar. I'd rather see more about Jar Jar. Jar Jar is a more fleshed out character, and I think Jar Jar he's a more 3-dimensional character than Boba Fett. I agree. I watched this trailer. I didn't really feel anything. Yeah. I know it's weird. You know, you always have these. Whenever there's a movie coming out or a show you're coming out that you're really excited about and you haven't seen any trailers, you kind of just picture, oh, what are the first images I'm gonna see? And then you like get surprised. You're like, oh, I didn't picture this at all. And at first I'm just like, oh, okay, that's good. Hey, everyone, we got a fellow Disney shill here. Say hello to Bubble Memes. And you're not the same.
Hello
time.
there.
There we go. Can I get both of us and the trailer?
There you go.
I guess I don't really need the trailer up. What are your quick thoughts?
I liked it. I didn't really like it at first, but then the more I thought about it, I'm like, I kind of like that they didn't show a whole lot, and that's the video I'm gonna have out tomorrow on, because earlier reminded me of the Mandalorian trailers.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't show a whole lot. We didn't know a whole lot, and then the seasons obviously came out, and look at that.
That's how I feel. Where I don't think the trailer was good, and for when I'm looking at it from like a casual audience's perspective, I don't think this trailer gets a casual viewer excited. Like, if I was someone who casually watched The Mandalorian, and would I want to watch this show? I don't know.
Probably wouldn't hook me.
Yeah, it wouldn't hook me.
I think the fact that The Mandalorian is so popular, though, I think that naturally already brings in a kind of average audience, or kind of casual audience, I should say. Also, I don't know why I'm so red. I'm trying to fix that. I look like a tomato. Yeah.
No, so what I was saying was, like, from a selfish perspective, I like that the trailer isn't good, because with Mando season 2, like, because the thing was with the Mando season 2 trailers was that they only showed clips from the first 4 episodes, and in the last 4 we didn't see anything. So going into those last 4 episodes, it was so exciting. The only thing we really knew was that Ahsoka was going to show up in one of them.
Right, because they flat out said it.
Basically, yeah.
And we're like, they're not going to just spoil that whole thing and there not be anything else. Yeah.
So that was very exciting. I just, like, for those 4 episodes, turning it on, and I'm just be like, I know Ahsoka's in this episode, because I think people knew Ahsoka was going to be in the 5th episode. So it's like, where is Ahsoka? What does she look like? Like, we know what she looks like, but what does she look like? Live action.
That was a big question, yeah.
It was exciting. So, and then, like, each episode after that, progressively more exciting. So
right.
The trailer, like, but in a perfect, I said this before, in a perfect world, I wish for every Star Wars project, I didn't watch any trailers, I didn't know anything about it. All I knew was the name of the movie or show and a brief synopsis. So this way I go in completely blind and have, like, because I know I'm going to watch this trailer 1,000 times and I'm going to nitpick it to death. I did that with the movies.
Of course.
So the fact that the trailer doesn't give us much, I'm a little concerned about it drawing in a casual viewer, but I'm happy.
Yeah, it reminds me of like how Ryan. You remember Ryan? I know you know this, you simp. Ryan Johnson said if he had the choice, he would not release anything about Last Jedi until the movie, of course, came out. That's kind of how I feel about this. They kept everything so low key to itself, and it's just from what it looks like the trailer only showed for the most scenes like the first 2 episodes. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Which I like, but again, I understand where you're coming from with that casual audience. How does that work for them? Are they going to be okay with that? And I do think because of the Mandalorian, there's already that casual audience is already invested in this. Because again, look, the Mandalorian, the first season 1 and 2 trailers, they didn't show a whole lot. They didn't do a whole lot to just build an insane amount of hype. I think like the sequel trilogy trailers, they did an amazing job with those. I mean, I love those things, not just the music, but the editing, everything. It is just spot on. But that's a movie, right?
Yeah.
With a show, I think it's okay. You can get away with it a little bit more.
Yeah. I don't know. Like the trailer just didn't do much. I love those sequel trilogy trailers, even the ones for Solo and Rogue One, dude. I don't know. I could like.
Solo's okay.
I think if you held the gun to me right now, I think I could recite the Last Jedi trailers to you, just like all the lines and like how the music kind of sounds.
My favorite part of that is when Rey's coach kind of training with The Rock, and her swings are on cue with the beats of Vader's theme.
Oh yeah,
dun 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 dun.
So
something like that. I can't remember, but
I do miss those exciting trailers. The Mandalorian, the first season of The Mandalorian, they didn't show Grogu, but they did show us like a little hint from like all the episodes. Like they showed us kind of fighting, which I thought worked. We didn't really get like any action in this. We see them getting surrounded by these shields, and like that was nothing.
That was the only action scene, wasn't it?
Yeah. So just like
I think the reason is because every action scene is going to have some character.
I think they're going to do a cameo city like they did before.
I can't see how they won't. I think with the premise of the show, I don't think it like, again, to that kind of casual audience, I don't think it'd hold up as well if there's not a lot of fan service and cameos. I mean, am I wrong for thinking that? Or
if the cameos are honestly just a bunch of bounty hunters that we saw in the background in Empire Strikes Back, I won't be too upset.
Like, I think that'd be fair.
Like if you want to see IG-88 show up, Bosk, Dengar, Forlom, those guys show up, fine. And I do expect Mando to show up, but I don't know. Like,
you expect Mando to show up?
Probably, maybe briefly.
Can't. I don't know.
Or maybe that's how they'll, because I feel like they're gonna do a tease at the end, like how at the end of season 2 they showed Boba Fett on the throne with fat ass Bib Fortuna. I could see them. I could see them doing like something, and then Din comes up and he's just like, "Hey, I need you guys to help me take Mandalore." Kind of just like a little tease of what's gonna come in the future in a year.
Yeah, I guess you're probably right. That's probably gonna happen. And me and my brother actually talked about this. I didn't like the whole post-credit scene of Mando season 2. I feel like I'm one of the only ones who genuinely did not like that.
I didn't mind it. It was a tease.
I didn't even know it happened until we watched the episode. We turned it off all freaking out, and then my dad's like, "Oh, there's a post-credit scene." I'm like, "What?" He's joking.
Star Wars never done that.
And yeah, it's very Marvel. It's like a Marvel-y thing, and I think it really works for Marvel, but for Star Wars, I don't know. I guess for me, it just kind of took away from the ending of season 2.
Oh, it didn't for me at all.
It didn't. I obviously I still absolutely love it, but I would have much preferred if it was just Luke closes that door, boom, see you next time, right? Instead of, hey, here's a new show that's coming up. I get it's connected. Boba Fett and Mandalorian, they're still connected in a way, so I guess I'm okay with that at the end of the day. But yeah, I've got my preferences.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel, and I'm really curious to see if there's like trailer breakdowns for this.
So what are you gonna break down?
There's nothing to fucking break down.
There's a Twi'lek. I will say the costume designers, they've done a great job for what I've seen. Mandalorian, one of the things that did stick out to me is the costumes and the aliens in the Mandalorian, specifically the Twi'leks. They did not look that good. I'll be like blunt. They didn't look that good, but these look a lot better. So I
feel
give
like
them props.
we didn't really see, because one thing the sequels I wasn't the biggest fan of. Small thing, just that they didn't really have any familiar aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't see any Twi'leks. Like Twi'leks are the notable alien besides maybe Wookiees. So I don't know. So I kind of like seeing it, but they look good. They look.
I think they look great. Yeah. I think they're getting a bigger budget for the show.
Then Mando.
At least season 1. I'm mainly talking season 1. I'm just looking at the episode. I really didn't like this episode in the Red Room. That's all I remember is there's a Red Room and yeah. New Republic gets them, I think. Yeah. Anyways.
At the go, man. What if Boba Fett had planned to kill Jabba the Hutt off and seals his spot before the gang invaded the palace to rescue Han Solo? Maybe. Oh, that was another thing I'm not sure if I like about this trailer. Like, I'm getting the impression here that Boba Fett is kind of like an honorable person now. You know, he's like, I don't rule with fear. I rule with respect. Although you can kind of do both. But
I agree. I've seen some people talk about that. I don't think they're going to do that because someone brought up a good point. They're like, well, we literally just saw that with Mando, with Din Djarin.
Yeah, but
why are they, if they do that, like they kind of redemption? Why? I mean,
see, the thing about Mando Din Djarin is that he's kind of like Han in a sense, where he's like a rough exterior, but he's a good person at heart. I just want to see a bad motherfucker with Boba Fett. I don't want to
money.
Yeah, that's I would have loved it for him to be like just like a revenge tour where he just like goes off on all the people who like maybe abandoned him after the Sarlacc or something like that.
That's what we've heard. I know, like Star Wars Only and stuff. We've heard like a lot of weird things, and so have other people. And from what we've seen and everything, it looks like it's kind of lining up to be that way.
I didn't get that vibe from the trailer though.
It seems like he's setting up a team. He's going to team up with those guys, or he's going to hire them to
take up what?
I don't know.
So
I apologize.
No worries. So I'm just I don't know. I thought I
hate that feeling. You're like new Star Wars. I'm not that excited. I'm still excited just because it's like. I don't know. I grew up with Jango Fett. I grew up with all that. So it's like just naturally that I just love Tamara Morrison. He's great. He's obviously going to knock it out of the park with this show. And I'm looking forward to the cameos and all that, even though I think it's kind of cheap to just throw in a bunch of cameos. It's still fun nonetheless. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I'm just trying to think. Like, I feel like there's often been times where there was a project I wasn't super excited for. And then I saw the trailer and I'm like, okay, now I'm on board. And for this, I mean, I've always been a Boba Fett critic. I just don't understand the love for him. I think Jango Fett's a much better character.
Yeah, because he actually has a trait.
Yeah,
or two.
And this just didn't get me excited.
Yeah, that's fair. And it's funny you bring up that breakdown video. I haven't seen any breakdown videos in my feed. The heck are you going to break down?
I was considering doing a video on it tomorrow, but I'm just like...
I've got one video that it's different, I think, from what other people are going to do, so...
I kind of had an idea similar to yours where I was like, I love, even though I think this trailer sucks, I love how they're not showing us anything. I mean, the trailer, it's not a good trailer. The trailer, I feel like it needs to get people excited for the product.
That's the funny thing is this feels like a teaser trailer, but it's not. This is the official trailer. Now, granted, they could have another trailer. I'm sure they will with Disney Plus Day coming up, but Disney Plus Day is on the 12th. It's less than 2 weeks away, so why would they release this trailer now and then another one 2 weeks? That just
I don't know. I don't remember exactly from who, but it was like one of those scoopers in the Star Wars community. And yesterday they were talking about how they thought a teaser was going to drop today, and lo and behold, it did. They said like something along the lines of, if you're excited now, wait until 2 Fridays from now, which is Disney Plus Day. So maybe they'll show something for... I can't imagine they show us anything more for this show. I mean, I think they'll show us like more footage, but in terms of the type of footage, I feel
it's still probably going to be from the same sort of scenes. I believe, because I think the Mandalorian season 2 had 2 trailers, right? And then probably had spotlight stuff. I'm not sure, but I know it had 2 trailers, I think. And those trailers were kind of simultaneous. It looks like Lucasfilm editors, whoever makes the trailers up at Disney. I follow that person on Twitter. I don't know her name, but anyways, it seems like they just get a batch of footage from certain scenes and they kind of make a trailer out of it. and then they have some dialogue to put in. That's what it seems like with the Mandalorian that happened, and then that's kind of what it seems like is happening with Boba Fett.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I hope it's good. And it's the other thing, and this is just the Boba Fett cynic in me. When you have a show devoted to a character, they need to go on some sort of like personal journey, whether it be like a character arc where they become a great person or they spiral down into darkness even further. I just like, if you asked me to tell you a personality trait of Boba Fett, besides like, it's kind of like a rough guy.
Is that obviously that's a trait, but it's
not a personality trait. Just like he's a little like secluded.
I think the biggest trait is him being a mystery, and now that mystery is going to be undone, so you're kind of taking away the one trait he has from the OT in a way, which is interesting.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Hold on one second. I'm gonna turn my fan on. It's freaking hot in here.
I feel that. What do you think? Like, am I just a super cynic? If I've been listening to Lunga too much, what do you guys think? Well, Boba Fett was all honor with his brother's clones. No, Boba Fett didn't like the other clones. It's not true, right? Is my history wrong?
He was just kind of on his own, I thought.
He was. He didn't like. Maybe he didn't dislike the other clones, but he didn't like them. Yeah,
that's a trait. That's a trait. He's just always on his own. He's independent, right?
Mm-hmm. I actually would kind of like it if this story was similar-esque to Darth Maul in the Clone Wars. The thing is, this is what's probably going to happen, and it's just what I don't like, is that I feel like this show is going to tell its own story, and by the end of the season, Boba Fett's probably going to have like his crime syndicate together. Like, you'll have maybe all these other bounty hunters with him, and like he'll be ruling Jabba's palace. And then at some point, I don't think he'll be in Mando season 3, or like at least in the beginning. And at some point, Mando's gonna be like, "Hey, I need your help," and then Boba Fett's gonna answer the call. And I just fundamentally don't like that.
You don't like it all kind of coming to a conclusion.
I know I like it coming together, but just like when I picture Boba Fett, I don't picture him like just wanting to help people out. Their reasoning for this one in Mando season 2 was like Din gave Boba Fett his armor back, so Boba Fett is by honor gonna help him find Grogu. And I was just like,
in his debt is what he said. I think.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, fine.
It works for me because it's like whatever. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't know. Like, I just don't. When I picture Boba Fett, and this is coming from someone who doesn't like the character, I don't picture someone who's like a good person that wants to voluntarily help out people. Like, he's going to do what's best for himself.
Well, he's selfish.
Yeah,
he's a bounty hunter.
That's for
the money. And
well, in this trailer, he says, "I'm not a bounty hunter."
Never mind. He's a scoundrel. What is he?
I don't know what he is.
What's he going to be?
I hope he's not a good person.
My one thing, and me and my we've been talking, like my subscribers and my Discord and stuff. We all kind of agree that this show is going to be disappointing if there's no like sort of development going on. Again, whether it's good or bad, like him going good or him going bad. As much as I don't really want him to go good, I would still appreciate if they do give him some sort of development, because like at the core of Star Wars, it's characters. It's a person's journey, right? At the very core, right? Just the bare minimum. It's about a person and his journey from adolescence to adulthood and all that. And of course, you can still expand upon that in different ways when it comes to characters like Boba Fett. I think they can do it. But if it's just a cool action show where he does badass things and stuff for 9 episodes, which is what it's rumored to be, I'm going to have fun watching it, but it's going to be like the trailer where it's like, what's there to talk about? Yeah. What's there to digest? What's there to learn from, or to kind of take in, you know?
I would love it if Boba Fett was like a threat to Mando, maybe not directly, but like Boba Fett helped him out great. But I don't picture Boba Fett being an ally to someone else unless it like directly helped him.
Unless he can gain something from it.
Yeah, like,
and why would he?
In Battlefront 2, Boba Fett is listed as a villain for a reason. I'm not getting villain vibes here.
I wouldn't say I'm not getting him, but I'm also not getting like a heroic vibe at all.
I'm getting a vibe, and I hope I'm wrong. I'm getting a vibe where he's like, Jabba ruled the underworld this way. I'm taking it over, and I'm going to rule it my way, a much better a more respectful way. Not nicer, but like more honorable way. And I don't know if I ever pictured Boba Fett being honorable.
No, it's not what I got.
I think that's the word I would describe him as right now. He seems
it's like
honorable.
No disintegrations. It's like as you wish. Like this guy's a menace. All right.
I mean, I get
he does
it.
not care.
Now, if they do show that, like, because I mean, my perception of him is what I've seen in the original trilogy. So I guess there's rumors that there's going to be flashbacks. I mean, there's no way they're not going to show him escaping the Sarlacc in the show. I feel like that's going to be in a flashback.
Yeah, it's funny enough. I never thought of that. Are we going to see the somehow Boba Fett return, but the actual somehow? Explained.
Yes, I think they will. And if they want to do that, where it's like a mix of flashbacks, where how he kind of got to that point, I feel like they do. Do they need to explain why he stayed on Tatooine for 5 years and didn't take the armor from Cobb Vanth? Did he respect Cobb Vanth and just didn't want to take the armor? Did he coincidentally happen to find out that Cobb Vanth had the armor when Mando happened to be there?
Maybe he was in the Sarlacc pit for that long.
5 years.
I mean, they say you're digested for over 1,000 years.
I know, but what when you're digested, are you like kept alive for 5 years too? I mean, you got to eat, you got to drink, you got to exercise.
It's like a baby in a womb, you know.
I don't know.
That's a really weird analogy. I don't know.
So yeah, is that a question I need answered? No, but no. I could see them answering it. So it's a bit of an interesting question. I mean, why was Boba Fett
is?
there?
I never thought of that question. I mean, they could, but I don't really care if they do or not, to be honest. But
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of stumped on this show. I'm very excited, but like the excitement isn't anywhere near any of the other Star Wars projects that have come out, especially the sequels, which this isn't as big as them, but like even The Mandalorian, you know, so this it's interesting.
For a lot of projects, for like almost every Star Wars project that's come out, except for maybe Solo, I was excited with a mix of like nervousness, especially with the sequels, because I want them. I'm excited for a new Star Wars movie, but I don't want them to fuck it up.
You're like, this is very dangerous ground they're running on. Like,
yes,
yeah.
And then with Rogue One, I was very excited. I wasn't really concerned because there was only so much you can do. Solo, I was like, for me, I think my perception of the Solo movie was similar to this, but then when the Solo trailers came out, I was a little bit more on board because it sounded like fun, like a little bit of a gangster, like a heist movie, not gangster, like a heist movie. And this, I just don't know what I'm getting. They're trying to pitch it as an underworld vibe, like that he's some sort of like a Godfather or like a Tony Soprano type person. And I would love that, but I want him to play that part. I want him to be like a douchebag, like not a good person. I want him
to be brutal. I mean, what do we see in The Mandalorian though? Yeah, that was brutal, and I love that.
So yeah, that's what I
was saying. It worked in Mando because he was a side character, right? He was a. I know people don't like the word cameo because there's like, but like he kind of was a cameo. He was a side character. He's a side character. He's not the main character of a story. So, you know, being badass and cool is fun, but can you have an entire 9-episode show about someone who's badass and cool?
I know it would be cliche, but maybe Boba Fett didn't fight because he found a girl or guy he liked, and he settled down with his partner, was killed before joining his goons. I would hate that.
That'd be amazing. It reminds me, because speaking of Underworld, how George Lucas was going to tell the fall of Palpatine because he got rejected by a girl or something.
I feel like that's... Yes. I don't know.
Yes. Villains.
Like,
that's my favorite thing.
The good guy who loves someone and that person he loved died and then becomes like super like consumed by revenge and anger. That trope is so overdone. I don't want to see that here.
Well, it's still who Boba Fett is when you think about it.
Oh, he has a girlfriend?
No, but he loved his father, didn't he?
That's his father. And his father his father in the chronology died 19 plus 3 is 22 plus 9 31 years beforehand.
Yeah, but when you're a kid and you see your dad beheaded, then
I know, but who's
mess you up?
Who's he gonna get revenge on? Mace Windu?
That's what that's why people want Mace Windu back. I'm like, no, Mace Windu is such a perfect representation of the fall of the Jedi. Bringing him back would just take so much away. And it's ironic seeing the same people who hated Palpatine's return because it took stuff away from Vader's kind of sacrifice and throwing it down, saving his son. But then they'll want the same thing to happen with Windu. It's just weird. But But yeah, I think the Jedi, but which is where he can kind of connect with the Mandalorians, maybe that way.
He's gonna go after Luke.
Well,
That's not gonna go well for him.
Well, is
that.
he?
Do you guys feel like Boba's motivation to rule the criminal underworld is kind of random? It depends. I can see him wanting to rule the criminal underworld. I mean, he kind of worked for Jabba the Hutt for so long. Any semi-employee kind of wishes they would have their own shtick, so I can kind of see
He's
that.
a power-hungry person, clearly.
So
he wants power, so I can see it.
I think it just depends why he wants all this power. Like, does he just want to like
money,
bring honor to the criminal underworld? That sounds so boring.
That's my problem with that. Is it's like I like a guy who's I want him to want money.
I want something like the Punisher with this show. He's kind of a decent guy, but I was like,
he has some morals. I think that's how Boba Fett is. Like, yeah, he can have some morals. He keeps his word. He pays his debts, right?
Well, no one in Star Wars besides Palpatine should be 100% evil. Like, we should understand what he's doing and make him somewhat empathetic.
Palpatine's just the embodiment. Like, the whole point of him is he's like the devil. He's the embodiment of evil because those things exist, right?
Star Wars is not a history; it's a mythology, and Palpatine is the devil archetype. So there's no everyone else. I don't want to say it's free game for redemption. Everyone's free game in terms of potentially being a good person. Not Palpatine. Now, Boba Fett, could he be a good person? Yes. Do I want to see it? Not really.
I think being a good person, like, how far are we going with him being a good person? Like, are we just,
he could be
like a Batman in terms of like he
refuses
to kill, but there's different versions of Batman. I know that, but
I think I shouldn't say good person because that's too black and white. Someone who has like, I don't know, not decent morals, but like has good reasons for why he's doing terrible things.
Palpatine doesn't. He just wants to be evil. He wants to rule the galaxy. He wants to murder people. He wants control over everything, right? There's no good reasons for that. But the cool thing about Palpatine is he's so manipulative about it that it comes off to the galaxy, at least in that way, which is something we see a lot in the real world. And so, but like himself, Palpatine, this dude's the freaking devil. Yeah, he'll do anything for that little ounce of power. So, with Boba Fett, I think they can come close to that. But at the end of the day, we know he has some form of morals because look at what happened in Mandalorian season 2.
I could see Boba being a mix of the ruthless of Maul and the honor of Jango. I hope so. Yeah. I'd want him to be more like Maul, but not completely, because Maul is clearly just like an evil person who's just super interesting. Boba Fett, I just don't see him as interesting. Oh, and I hope they do make him. I hope Boba Fett's my favorite character after this show.
Temuera Morrison alone makes it okay for me. Makes me excited. I don't know. I love his portrayal of the Jango Fett, and then of course the Boba Fett.
It's just weird, like, because every time we've seen like a spin-off show or movie, I just think about Marvel. Like, it's usually a semi-prominent character like a semi-prominent side character in a different story. Like Loki. Loki was one of the most important villains in Marvel, so he gets his own show. Boba Fett, he's just not like, he's not even really like a character. To me, he's just more like an obstacle or like an asset. Like in the original trilogy, he's basically an obstacle. You don't really know anything about him. He's just kind of there. He looks cool. He's kind of mysterious, and that was it. That's all he needed to be. And then in Mando, he was just there for fan service, but he was just there as like an extra piece to help Mando along. So it's just like, it's like if they gave Chewbacca his own movie. Just like,
could you imagine?
Because Chewbacca, a Star Wars story. Chewbacca's role in the movies is kind of the same as Boba Fett's role in The Mandalorian season 2. He was there. He didn't really do much. He did some cool things, and he supported the main characters.
Yeah, and Boba Fett's not even that. Yeah, he literally is just there a little bit, and that's it.
He's there for 3 episodes.
Oh, that too. Yeah,
so,
and then he dips.
And then
I love so much. I did like that was very smart of them when writing on how they get into the Star Destroyer itself. I did like that trope.
I'm late, but I just want to ask what ideas you have about how this will connect to the Mandoverse. I said this before. I think that the show's going to tell its own story, and then by the end of the season, he will have amassed whatever power that is, and then the fact that he has power will come into play at another point, whether it be Mando wants to take back Mandalore, they're going up against Thrawn and his Goonies, they're going up against the First Order. That's how I think it will connect to the Mandoverse.
Imagine that.
Maybe not the First Order, but like an Imperial remnant.
Well, what about Moff Gideon's whole realm?
Yeah. Well, that's
still alive.
Either we still don't know what he's up to, really. I mean, he wants the cloning supposedly has to do with Palpatine, so but that's how I think this will connect to the Mandoverse.
I don't think we'll see any Moff Gideon ties to this show, but I think in the end, yeah, in the end, I think what comes from Boba Fett will lead into some more Moff Gideon stuff. I don't know. I love Moff Gideon. I know we don't know a whole lot, but I really think they're doing a very smart job with him as a kind of mysterious villain, but also leaving enough information to where we kind of know what's going on here, but it's still up in the air, and I do really like that. So I don't know. I can't. Esposito said he's coming back for season 3, right, of Mando.
Which is funny because he should be with Cara Dune in Imperial interrogation. No, in New Republic interrogation. That's what she said. She wanted to keep him alive so they can ask him questions. But Cara Dune is so
she crashed on the way back home.
She wasn't good at flying ships, and she
thought spinning was a good trick, and it wasn't a good trick. Sorry, no, you're not a Jedi.
She didn't know how to park a car, and she just crashed into a wall. But Moff Gideon survived, not her.
Somehow Moff survived. He cloned himself. He is Snoke. Have you heard that theory?
It's funny. I love it how The Last Jedi came out almost 4 years ago, and we're still getting this person is Snoke theories.
Yeah, it's because he was born from a pickle jar.
I'm nostalgic for those times. I really am. Who erased parents? Who's Snoke? Good times.
The mystery box, J.J. Abrams. Hey, at least he closed off those boxes a little bit in Rise. Well, for sure, definitely. Snoke, not really, but kinda. I mean, we knew he was created from Palpatine, so I'm like, that in itself is enough for me to be okay with it.
IMO Boba is a plot device in Empire and Jedi to give the Empire Han and to give Jabba Han for Jedi, so Luke and the gang could go rescue him. I guess. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if George Lucas's exact thought process for Empire Strikes Back was, we need to end the movie dark. We need Han to get captured. Let's have a bounty hunter that looks really cool so we can sell more toys. And he has a cool voice.
That's my favorite thing about Star Wars and George Lucas is all this stuff, all this these deep details about characters and stuff. None of those came from George, because George just makes the base outline, and then all the expanded lore and stuff is all just different writers. Which I'm not saying is a bad thing at all. I'm not trying. I'm just saying it's funny how people.
No, George. That's why George Lucas is a genius. He tells a story and he lets other people make him more money.
Literally. Yeah.
What if Boba Fett gains a new apprentice to take his place as the new bounty hunter, since Tamora Morrison is age 60 right now? New apprentice? I take his place as a bounty hunter, but he says, I'm not a bounty hunter. So I don't know.
Like a Fennec.
Fennec's kind of his apprentice. I hate that word because that's like a Jedi.
That's a Sith thing. Sith Jedi, yeah.
What is her? Why is she with him? Since he saved her, she's in his debt?
She's in his debt, yeah. Again, they keep using that debt. Why is this happening? I don't know. She's in his debt or something. I don't know. She owes him.
I don't know. I find that so boring.
It is kind of goofy, but I can accept it.
If they had a strong relationship beforehand and then he saved her, and she's like, okay, fine, I'll stick with you, I can buy that more.
Mm-hmm.
But if they didn't know each other and he just saved her and she's like, okay, I'm in your debt, it's what are you, a Wookiee?
It'd be so much better if they just made some deal together, oh, you're a really good fighter. Oh, you are too. Hey, you want to team up and make some money?
Yeah.
That makes so much
sense. I'd actually prefer to see that. Because Fennec Shand, I guess, has a reputation. I mean, isn't that what Mando said in season 1? Where he's to my favorite character, Taro Calican. He's like, you're not taking out Fennec Shand. She's one of the most lethal bounty hunters. So she could be more lethal than Boba Fett. So they should I prefer them to be as equals instead of Boba Fett's on the throne and Fennec Shand sitting on the
just to the side. And I think that worked better too because it's like they kind of need each other equally.
Yeah.
So there's no, it's almost just perfectly balanced. It's like, you can't do any other person wrong because they need the other person just as much, right? So I think that'd be an interesting way of explaining it more.
Fennec Shand is age 50 right now. Plus, she's older than Boba Fett as well. I feel like they can. I mean, we always base the character's age based off of the actor's age, but that's not usually how it works. I mean,
is she 50? The actor?
Ming-Na Wen, she's old. I mean, she's done tons of Botox, so she looks young.
Mm.
What's her name? Rey was Daisy Ridley was like 27 when they made The Rise of Skywalker, but the character in The Rise of Skywalker was 20.
I was gonna say 19 or 20. Jeez.
So,
I mean, you can, which is kind of odd too, because like Daisy doesn't look like old or anything, but if you look at her at Force Awakens days, like man, so much younger looking.
Oh yeah,
like
she doesn't look 20 years old in The Rise of Skywalker.
No, I don't think they can pull that off with it being 20. I've never cared for ages though. I mean, freaking Padme and Anakin. Padme had a crush on Anakin or something like that when he was like 12, or maybe it was maybe it was 9.
Anakin was 9 in The Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
and then she's 5 years older than him, but she was 14.
She's 15.
15?
Because that matters. Yeah, 15.
So that means Anakin in Attack of the Clones was 19. She was 25. I mean,
That's
good
better.
for Anakin wanting to go for older women.
Yeah. Hey.
No judgments from me.
Nope. Not one bit.
Fennec is similar to what Zam Weasel is for Django. I think it's actually a good comparison.
I like that. Yeah.
I don't wish that was the case, but I think that's a good comparison. I just don't know what to expect with this show. I'm not really like, I'm more so curious. Like I have peak curiosity than I do excitement.
In my curiosity, it comes down to the one word, which is why.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the show here?
Oh well, they want
money. But from a story perspective, why is Lucasfilm pushing this show?
No, when people say why does a certain show exist, anyone could always say money, and that's not always true.
Well, from the Disney perspective, yes, but from Lucasfilms, it's different, right?
Yeah, I feel like the Lucasfilm wanted to tell, like the Mandalorian, they wanted to tell an interesting story, and yes, they wanted to bring money, but they wanted to tell an interesting story. Boba Fett, I feel like this show exists. Like you chose Boba Fett specifically because he'll make money.
It's, I don't want to say easy because no piece of media is going to be easy to make. That's not what I'm saying, but it's safe.
Yeah,
it's secure. It's like, this fans love Boba Fett. This is going to be okay no matter what. He's a walking action figure.
Really is.
You're not wrong. I mean, yeah, you're kind of true.
And so that's actually a good way. Like Boba Fett in the original trilogy, and even Mandalorian season 2 was a walking action figure.
Yeah, which is fine to have characters like that. Don't get me wrong.
Totally.
I'm completely fine. But making an entire show about them is where my why comes from. Well, what's the reason? And same thing with like Rogue Squadron, right? The next Star Wars movie after the sequel trilogy. Like, why Rogue Squadron? What's the reasons behind this? Why Rogue Squadron? It's got to be something major and important, right?
I'm a little more excited for that.
Oh, I'm hyped. I keep imagining, and this is because I get all bored when I'm driving home from work. Like, imagine if we get like another freaking hallway scene in that.
Right.
And my idea for it is, if this really is post Rise of Skywalker, I don't know what this movie is going to be about, but I imagine a group of rebels or resistance fighters are going to get stuck in a Star Destroyer or something like that, and then they need help. And who's there to help them?
That's exactly what Luke did.
Yeah, but this one has a twist. It starts off with Rey. She's all cool with her cool yellow saber and her white, and then she leaves them behind because she has something else to do over here. And then you see someone else come through, and it's my boy Finn with the blue lightsaber. And he goes and helps the people. I don't know. I just want to see Jedi Finn, and I don't want any reason to see it.
I mean, I get excited, but
yeah. Could you imagine the theater?
For me, when it comes to movies and shows, I'm always interested more in ideas than I am with characters. Like Rogue One, I don't particularly like the movie, but I think it's a very interesting idea. And I wish they did more of that instead of Solo. Like,
That's
The
a
main-
fair point. Because
The Mandalorian, I give it a pass because we didn't know who the Mandalorian was, so they're exploring a new character. Solo, we know who Han Solo is. Boba Fett, we know who Boba Fett is. Ahsoka, I'm a little more intrigued in, just because for one, I actually like the character. I mean, I like Han Solo too, but that was a little different.
he doesn't have such a
And-
grand story to tell. It's
Yeah,
it's not
and
as big.
the Ahsoka story is going to be important because she's one of the 3 Jedi alive.
I don't know. They keep adding more, so for all we know, man. Cal Kestis, Luke, Ahsoka.
That's why Rogue Squadron intrigues me way more than this. And it's not even like if they even right now said that it would be not after episode 9, I would still probably be more excited for that than I am for this.
I don't know if it wasn't episode 9, because then it's like you're just telling a story that already exists with a name that's popular in the fandom.
My excitement would be so much less, but it would still be higher than
Yeah,
this.
definitely.
I think I'm gonna wrap it up here.
We're an hour in. I've only been here for like 40 minutes, but still good talk. There's not a whole lot. What else are we gonna talk about? We're talking about hallway scenes in a movie that hasn't even come out yet.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't think the chat has anything else to say. So let's see. I swear, in the first ep of Boba Fett, he will have nice armor like Mando, and it'll get slowly more dirty, so you can have 5 action figures for this show. Look at now it has for Mando figures.
I thought you were gonna say like, so it kind of like it's a visual representation of the downfall of his characters. He's gonna be right up at the top, and then he's just gonna fall down to the bottom, and he has to rise from that, and his armor is gonna represent that. But no, it's probably
if we do ever see Rey again, I hope she has a different outfit. I like her Rise outfit, but I want to see her in.
Oh, for sure.
I want to see her hair down.
Because like the white outfit's so iconic to Carrie Fisher and all that, but she has plenty of other outfits and stuff. You don't need it to be white. Yeah.
I wish there was more shows about new characters. Well, we're kind of gonna get that. The Rangers of the Republic. Actually, no, maybe not. The Acolyte.
That I'm looking forward to.
Every like once a week, I remember the Lando shows exist, and I get upset.
I'm actually excited because of that leak that came out.
Well, that's gonna be after Rise of Skywalker.
Well, it's going to be both, which is what came out before the show was even announced. Like the same leaker, and he kind of just doubled down on it, saying it's going to start off, and then Janna is his daughter. Which, say what you want about that, but
I don't care about that.
That makes sense. That seems like it's going to happen because, as much as I love the Rise of Skywalker's ending and on the whole celebration, I will always like that scene where she's like, "Where are you from?" He goes, "Well, let's find out." That always felt really forced, like they're setting up something that didn't need to be set up. So now it seems like they're going to be doing it in the Lando show, and I'm like, okay, it makes more sense.
I will say this: the Lando show is mostly about like that Janna storyline. I would be more interested than Donald Glover's Lando.
Yeah, that's fair. Because what if it's like his Lando? He's trying to find his daughter who was taken by the First Order at a young age,
and like, I don't know, just like. I think Donald Glover did a good job. I'm just not interested in seeing a young Lando.
I love Donald Glover, and I love Solo. I actually rewatched it. It was a few months ago, and I really enjoyed the movie. But yeah, it was still like, yeah.
Let's talk about the Lightyear trailer. Not wrong channel for that. All right, that's gonna be it for today, guys. I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Well, I think guys, make sure you destroy the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to hit the Cloud Squad, and I will see you guys next time.